Mike just crept up on me, Paul.
Sweet jams, show me the way. Because I got bills to pay.
Your singing is atrocious.
All right, we ready? Are we ready?
Ready.
Ooh, this is kind of a scare. My chair might tip forward.
Stay off the weed. That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Just in case you were curious, that's the blasphemous button right there. Top right.
I'm not reaching out.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Around the Clock Podcast. We discuss all things sports and culture. I am your host, Dom. Alongside me are my two illustrious co-hosts. To my right, your left, I've got Brandon, the entertainer, one of TikTok's finest. And to my right, I got Mr. Jarvis. Jarvis is our NFL draft insider. He is a man of a lot of words, a lot of sports. He's in the streets. He's in the trenches. The guy knows his shit, and I'm your boy Dom. So we're just happy to be here at In Good Company as usual. How you feeling? I mean, my mic broke and I'm holding it, but honestly, I'm enjoying this a little bit better than dealing with that. So
Nah, I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm good. I wasn't by my mouth. I didn't want to have
You don't
bad
want-
posture. I want it to be all over.
You didn't want it in your mouth?
I want it all over.
Whoa.
All over.
Whoa, we need to pause.
Out the gate.
Hey, yo! So how's everybody's week been?
I've had a good week. I mean, despite the weather, I've had a good week.
A little chill. And I'm going to Dallas this weekend, and it's
Okay.
cold. It's cold down there, too.
Cold down there.
Yeah, unfortunately. But Jarvis was at opening day.
I was at opening day.
Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
We lost.
Great. And we lost. I mean, outside of the final score, it was a perfect opening day. It was a perfect. I cannot complain about anything but the actual final score, not the game, but just the final score, the outcome.
So I was telling Brandon, I heard a stat that said in the last, I think, 15 years, the Royals have won 3 opening days. I think they won like 5. They've lost 5 or 6 in a row.
I think last time I saw it was we've lost 9 out of the last 12.
Okay, yeah, that's
it's-
what it is.
that's- I think
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
and I've been to a lot of those. It's just not
You know, hey, there's 161 more left to go.
There's some interesting things about how we started off the season. I don't know if that's where we're starting. But
Well, we're on the Royals. Might as well get to it. You got anything that happened in your week that you want to talk about? You already just gave a win, so.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Something I heard on the radio, and I'm going to let you two take off with this because these are the baseball insiders, is that a good perspective is that – how we doing?
Uh-oh.
What's up? How's it going?
This is
How's it
Cedric.
going, Cedric?
Best mixologist this side of the Mississippi right
Hey,
there.
that brother
can cook.
It's one of the best old fashions I've ever had. So
Yeah,
that's saying something.
the brother knows his shit.
While we were talking about that, I mean, last time we were here, I think you called it the Cedric,
Special.
So he did inform me that it does have a name.
Yeah,
now.
but
you don't like it?
I'm just that's what I've been
You call
calling
it
it.
Cedric Special?
You can't switch up the name when you didn't have a name, and that's what I've been calling it. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, I kind of like the name,
But that ain't what you got. You got the hypnotic.
Like,
You got the hypnotic. Bring it back to the 08, the 09, and 07.
what was that? Cedric Special? What do you mean you can't change the name?
Well, I've been calling it the Cedric Special for 3 weeks now. So
Like going to the
I'm
Gulf
not-
of America?
yeah, I'm not gonna switch it up. But back to the Royals.
We won't do politics.
So a good thing that I heard was that this is a team that is decent on paper, but they're gonna have to scratch and claw throughout the entire season. Like what we kind of saw on opening day is kind of what this is gonna have to be a gritty team that's gonna be like an 88, 89 win for this.
I think 88 to 89 is
think-
better than gritty.
That's good.
That's really good. That's a good team.
That's going to win our division.
That will
Okay.
indeed win the division.
Okay.
This
To get to 88, 89 games, and that was my. I know we didn't do it, but that was my preseason prediction was 88 wins. So
Okay, I'm lower than
I think I saw that the Royals have only have only won 85 wins, I think, once in the last 30 years, maybe.
Yeah.
But outside of 2015 and 85. I think that's it. I believe that's it.
I mean, I think the Royals are just at a point in history where you got to kind of move forward. we're about to celebrate 10 years of the Royals winning the World Series, 40 years of the World Series that George Brett and them won back then. I think we celebrate those things, but it's like a new kind of team that is built moving forward. And I kind of think you start that landmarker last year, maybe a little bit the year before when those guys came up. But last year was a playoff team. I think you build off of that.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
You know, it's just.
I mean, nobody expected that out of them.
Nobody
not necessarily, you know.
I think they expected it. I think they played that way. So you got to give them props there. But yes, us as outsiders didn't expect anything like that, right?
I don't think this team. You're higher than me at 88. You said 88 wins. Is that where you're at? You're higher than me at that. I was right. The over under I believe was at when I took a bet it was 83 and a half. Yeah, so I took that bet there. I said over. I think they can possibly. I always bet the over on the Royals though, but I actually think 83 is probably safe. I think for the Royals this year, and I think that's still possibly a wild card.
No, that's definitely a wild card.
So I mean,
you're fighting for a wild card.
Yeah, you're fighting for a wild card. So I think they'll still get a wild card. I think they'll still get in. I think they have. That bullpen to me is sketchy. I know a lot of people are liking it. A lot of people are liking it. I don't see longevity in that bullpen.
Where's your trepidation? Is it the kind of is it how it's being deployed or the personnel itself?
Well, it's one. I say both. It's both personnel. I just don't. Nobody impressed me coming out of the bullpen. Really.
We're not going to skate past Jarvis's vocabulary there.
What?
Trepidation.
What gives me trepidation?
That's a word.
It's a word. It's a big boy word. Pull that one out.
I probably would not have used that, but I'm adding it to the list now. My apologies. Continue.
I think where we're most talented right now is at the plate, but that hasn't been not right now. I'm not thinking this first week of baseball.
Okay.
I'm thinking down the line.
This is how the team is built.
I truly believe that we're going to be very talented at the plate. As once everybody's bats start waking up, we'll be very talented at the plate, and I think our bullpen, just like most in the main, the big point is not going to stop us from making it to the playoffs. It's going to stop us from going deep into the playoffs because there's some teams out there, especially in AL, that's just got some arms, man.
I honestly, I couldn't be on any further on the other side of what you're saying.
Okay,
I mean, I think
that's why we have this show.
Okay, first we'll kind of go with the bullpen, right? We'll go with the bullpen, right? I think that's where the Royals, they kind of shifted their focus there after they couldn't get the big bat, the home run bat that they were looking for. They got Jonathan India to set up, and I think he's been doing an excellent job at that. He's a number one draft pick, A1 move made this year by the Royals. But as far as the bullpen goes, I think with Carlos Estevez, you get him. He's settling into the closer's role. Now, do I think he's our best bullpen arm? I don't think so right now. I know he's coming off injury, but the way that Q likes to deploy the bullpen with Ursig as that fireman, he's our best guy. And that guy's pretty much unhittable. So that part I was kind of thrown off of you, like that's not impressive because that guy has been impressive. He's missing every bat.
See again. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
I am not talking about the now. Like nobody impressed me right now in really baseball.
Well, then we're having the conversation about what we've seen.
I know, but I'm looking like what I predict down the road for this team, and I find myself going into this, and we might do this podcast in July at the All-Star break, and I'll be like,
I hope so.
I am be like, all right, I'm fully on board. I'm fully like, but right now I'm just like this first week of baseball. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I felt I was more happy last year than this year. I was more excited, put like this, last year than this year.
This early in the season?
This
funny.
First week last year, I was all in.
What's funny about what you're saying is after the first 6 games, the Royals were 2-4 last year, right?
I was super excited.
Okay, so after the first 6 games this year, we're 2-4. We're the exact same as we were last year. I guess with new additions that you see getting better as the season goes on, I don't see how your excitement couldn't be like at least a little exponent higher than it was last year.
My thing is, And this early on in baseball, it's all about the eye test. This early on,
and
numbers don't really factor in. I mean, unless you got Yankees hitting 20-something home runs.
I know I'm new.
That is something to discuss as well.
I know I'm new to the pod, so let me kind of hip you to my philosophy with a baseball season. I mean, I don't judge the team itself until about 40 games. Yeah. 40 games. Denny Matthews talking about. Like you don't talk about is this team good, bad, are they going to make the playoffs until about that 40 game mark. And then you can call them trash if you want to call them trash. You can call them the greatest team that's playing on dirt right now if you want to. Yeah. But it's kind of like misguided to judge them before that. So as a team goes, I'm not doing that, but individual players' performances, I mean, you can base that off of previous performance, like a Bobby Witt Jr., a Salvi, a Vinny Pasquantino. None of those guys are really performing to their what we know they can be. None of them are doing that right. That's why the offense is what it is, which is nothing. It's non-existent. We beat up on one pitcher this year, but other than that, like,
and that's the thing about our offense too, is that we do have. You just named our offense.
Yeah, and that's it
for the most part. And, I mean, we have.
Michael Massey, and we have Jonathan India. That's the bookend between our three great hitters there. So that's 1 through 5. But that's where I'm worried about that offense that you said. After that, like you're on a wish and a prayer, a hope and a dream.
I truly believe
what J. Cole said, $1 in a drink. Did he say that?
I truly believe our bats will wake up. And I'm telling you, just watch that book. Keep your eye on the bullpen.
I am, because here's the thing. Why you have to keep an eye on the bullpen, I think we have a more talented bullpen and a more stable bullpen by talent. Now, I have my
projections
eye out,
wise, yes.
But where I have my eye on is how you manage that bullpen. It's all about how you manage a bullpen.
That's every year.
That's every year, every team. It's how you manage your bullpen.
That literally
if you have the arms, I mean, and you do it. And I think this year the Royals at least have the arms. How you manage it. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this fireman system, especially with Lucas Ursi. I mean, he's shutting down everything, but I think what you notice with the Royals is we play a lot of close games. We're going to grind them out. And where you need that guy, he might come in the 7th inning, Lucas Ursi. Now you've burned your best pitcher in the 7th inning. What you see right now is the Royals, we play extra inning games. We play late inning games. If you have a guy who can shut that down, which Estevez is, I think he's a proven veteran closer in the MLB.
Yeah.
So
you're good.
Yeah, I think with something like that or somebody like that, I think you can be reliable. He's playoff tested. I think it just.
Can I just say one thing? I have never felt more left out of a conversation in my entire life. Obviously, I don't know shit about baseball, not nearly as much as these guys. So I'm just twiddling my fingers. I'm enjoying the show though.
No, well, a little bit.
I got a front row seat,
and that's a good segue.
I think it's a good segue into the torpedo bat.
Yeah,
I think that's a great segue.
You know a little bit about that. You looked into those, right?
Yeah. So MIT guy started his baseball career like in his 40s as a minor league coach, I believe, or a manager.
And I feel like he was a college professor or something like
that.
Yeah, like
he had a completely career shift.
And he just completely left and was like, hey, I want to help the Yankees because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I'm the smartest fan in the world.
I mean, the guy is going to make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
He's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, by the summer.
But I'm curious if he's going to allow that to be licensed strictly for the Yankees. Or if other teams are going to approach him.
They've already put in, I think the Braves have put in an order for the bats, maybe the Cincinnati Reds and the Cubs.
So we have an opportunity to get baseball back to what it was in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Here's my thing. Or it might be more than that by the pace that the Yankees are on. But
aren't they on pace for like 300 home runs or something like that?
Crazy. But here's my thing, though. There was like a controversy for a minute there where it was like all the process that the team's got to do to get a bat approved. And I'm just like, man, like if I don't know how long the process actually goes and how long it actually takes. But I'm like, bro, if the Yankees can use these and other teams can't, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the bat at all. Right. Like the bat itself,
if it's universal,
it's not very consistent across the board.
Yeah, the fact that other teams literally at this moment can't use it until it gets approved by MLB. Like, that's where I'm like, is that fair?
You're not playing against an even playing field because not everybody has access to the same. It's like in track, when the first spikes came out, not everybody had access to those, But it's also that guy works for the team, and
if you do your due diligence and put that order in before everyone else.
Yeah. I think that I don't think it's unfair if the MLB approved it and they're allowing them to do it. Now the other teams are just behind the 8 ball. That's really what it boils down to.
Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is.
What are you gonna say?
With the Yankees.
Oh boy.
No. Hear me out. Because let's call it what it is. I think the reason why their success is even greater than what anyone else's is because of the infrastructure of where they play.
Oh yeah.
Of where they play.
They play
I'm not saying it's because they are like the golden team or anything like that.
They are talented.
They've been around for.
They're a talented team, but I think where they're taking the most advantage of that and with the numbers is you're taking advantage of the home ballpark that you're in. Yeah. I don't know that the Royals are that successful with these bats because of the ballpark that they're in. I mean, maybe that increases their extra base hits. I don't know.
Because I think the Yankees and is it the Boston? They play in like two of the shortest.
Not technically Boston, but ever since Minute Maid changed their field, now they have one of the easiest home run ballparks.
Cincinnati's always kind of been traditionally that, and I feel like they've already.
But Boston, yes, because of the Green Monster. But when you get out there, the left
center field,
right center.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's that takes a monster shot. And you go from
and I don't know if
not a lot of guys go up there.
And not to get off subject, I don't know if I can't remember if I posed this question to you guys, but like from my understanding, that's kind of what makes baseball unique in a sense of like NFL, you're playing on a 100-yard field, NBA, you're playing on a specific court. You have a true your stadium is built to your specs.
There's specific
and
ground
everyone
rules.
is different as far as the distance to hit a home run. So I at first when I heard it, I was like, damn, that kind of seems like inconsistent. But I feel like it's what makes baseball such a beautiful sport.
The Royals actually have one of the hardest.
Yeah, I think it's
better for pitching.
Yeah,
better for
pitcher friendly, hitter friendly. Like Royals actually have a more pitcher friendly ballpark. Remember old Minute Maid?
Yes.
That was like 100 and what was it, 130 in center field, something like that.
It was
or four. Sorry, I was like
what?
430
before they moved in up that little incline that they had back there.
Yeah,
it was like 420.
It was something ridiculous. Crazy. It was something crazy. Yeah,
and then you had to run up a hill.
Jim Edmonds. Remember that Jim Edmonds catch? That was like one of the most famous catches. He did like a Willie Mays catch, running up a hill and caught it like right over his shoulder. It was
funny. Funny enough, Jim Edmonds, not even the best catch that he has ever made. That was a great catch, but he actually made one in Kauffman Stadium. I was there for diving over the shoulder. Jim Edmonds. Look it up.
We're gonna pull it up and we're gonna play it underneath this.
Jim Edmonds at Kauffman Stadium. And one of the greatest catches ever. I'm telling you.
Who's your favorite? What's your favorite baseball play?
Baseball play?
Defensively. That pops up in your brain. Boom. If somebody says
maybe Jeter in the stands, bust his face. Maybe that. Yeah. I mean, Kenny Lofton had a couple where he went up on climbed the fence when I was a little kid.
What was that?
Maybe Griffey when he broke his wrist, going backwards and
backwards. That was going good.
That was hard. So many.
I mean, you remember
Ray Ordonez. I remember he had
Here's something that you should know as a sports fan, but just they don't. But
excuse me.
Roberto Alomar and God dang, what was that?
Omar Vizquel. When they were on
these dudes in the late 90s, early 2000s, they would just make play after it was. They were the best second base shortstop tandem of all time, but they get no credit for it. I swear to God.
Well, so Roberto Alomar was not a great guy. He's actually he's actually one of my favorite.
He's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Hitter, one of the best fielders of all time. He mostly played second base because he was always with such a great shortstop. Omar Vizquel was so great at shortstop that he just kind of made his field there. I feel like he started early with Ozzie Smith early. That I feel like that was a double play combination at one time when they were on the Padres, real early in his career. But I mean, I feel like, was it Ray Ordonez, Ozzie Smith have had some barehanded plays at shortstop that, I mean, there's so many that you can name.
So this is kind of a segue out of the baseball talk, but still includes the baseball talk. This is one of the questions I saw posed. What is the greatest month in sports? Is it April or is it October?
I don't know if there's
because that's
great month of sports.
Oh, I think that there's a we got Mr. Dan Edwards in the building.
We got royalty.
This is head honcho HNIC. If y'all know what that is, that's head nigga in charge around here at In Good Company. What you got to say for the what?
Hi.
Wow, he's camera shy. I think that there is a greatest month in sports, and I definitely think it falls in either April or October. It's definitely one of those two sports.
So what? October, you got what?
You got playoff baseball.
Baseball.
You got NBA season starting. NFL season's ramping up. NHL season, I think, is ramping up as well. What else?
I guess that is the most crossover we get. Is
October. But then in April, you've got the college football. In April, you've got the national championship. Baseball is starting. NBA is still rolling. You got the NFL draft.
Is basketball,
the NFL draft, NHL is rolling.
Yeah, we need Final Four is right now.
Yeah,
right?
Final Four is going on right now. So I think, if you were to say it's got to be one of those 2 months as far as sports go.
I would say I would lean towards. And
you have the Masters tournament as well in April. We did a little talk about golf last
October time. When your city or your team is in the playoffs.
It's incredible.
Man, it is it's a different. I'm so I literally it changed my life.
I will say I do think that, and this is coming from a non-baseball. I'm a fan, but not like you guys.
Yeah.
Kind of piggyback on what you were saying. I think that playoff baseball in your town is the best playoff you get. Unless, NBA might be kind of fire too, because those can be long series. You've got a lot of stretches. We don't know what that is. But when the Royals were in the baseball is very similar to the NBA
because of the
7-game series. You have several rounds of it. But that when the city was on fire when the 2014 and 2015. There was not a greater place to be than in Kansas City watching the Royals in back-to-back World Series at that.
That feeling that I'm getting.
I love the Chiefs, but it's after the AFC Championship game, that's it. And then there's 2 weeks and then there's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or after you got 3 weeks of playoff and that's it. But at least in baseball, it's you have an opportunity to lose a game.
I've been to a World Series.
You can lose a game and come back.
I've been to a World Series.
And you get to go to that sport's greatest game, in your hometown.
The fall classic.
Yes, it's not played. It ain't played at a selected destination that was predetermined early in the year. It's in your city.
Although I think that would be really dope.
What game did you go to?
I went to Game 6 of 2014.
I was at Game 6.
Yes.
Same one?
Yes.
I was at the same game. Yes.
Great game.
I was at the same game.
Great game.
So did we make a decision? I lean a little bit towards October, just because of the crossover with all the sports.
October then, yeah.
Because it's in April, you don't have any real outside of the national championship, you don't really have any stakes. There's no stakes going on. NBA is still. NBA is getting close to the playoff picture, and close to the end of April, but it ain't there yet. Right. NHL, same thing. Outside of the Masters, but then it's October, you got everything. You're what, 4 weeks into the NFL season, give or take. NBA season's kicking off. College football's kicking off. Right. It's chilly patio weather. It's tough to beat October.
I think I'll probably lean that way too.
Yeah.
I think that's where I lean.
Okay. So I wanted to ask some questions about the NFL draft, but this isn't particular to draft order. Right. This is a conversation I had with someone earlier. So there was a kid out of Florida who's a dog who ran a 4.8, 4.89 or 4.87 at his pro day. Played with Cam Ward. What's his name? His name
Xavier Restrepo.
Yes. The kid is a dog.
He's a good football player.
I think that from a football perspective, to a certain degree, we put too much stock into numbers. We put too much stock into the NFL draft, and to me, it's becoming a bit archaic in a sense of yes, a 40 time can tell you a lot about a guy, but it also doesn't tell you. It just tells you that the guy is fast. Mm-hmm. Now, I think 40 times for
not fast.
I think 40 times for defensive linemen matter. I think 40 times for like outside linebackers, things like that can matter. But this kid running a 4.8 should, like, the whole fact that they're saying that's going to tank his stock, to me is like, I've watched the film on him. I mean, the kid had back-to-back like 1,300-yard seasons. Like he played, well, obviously with Cam Ward, who's a great quarterback. But I just think that a part of the draft process to me is, unless you needed to go there, it's a bit meaningless. It's like Shador ain't throwing at the draft. Dion showed up and said, "Where y'all picking?" I don't need to know what y'all. So it's like,
I don't know.
It's 50-50.
I mean, I think it is important to participate in drills. Certain players, it's player specific.
I should say I don't think that the 40 time and the bench press should be as heavily weighed as they are in the public perception.
It still measures explosiveness because they use splits. They use 10-yard splits. There are different things that measure explosiveness, your straight line speed.
Agree.
Like when you're a skilled player, that does matter.
Do you feel like you would have drafted Worthy? If not for the 40?
I think it just solidified.
Yeah, like I said, I think
as soon as I saw it, I was like, my team needs that player.
I think it plays a role for specific players, but I also don't agree with the fact that a potential bad combine can destroy your draft stock. And maybe I'm not like look at like Bryce Jones or whatever. I mean, the longest what do you have? Longest broad jump in NFL history.
Okay.
Drafted super high, never really played that much because he was injury prone. You've had guys that have had awful combines that end up being dogs, guys that are undrafted. So it's like, I guess
you have to have, and I think
you have to have a measuring tool for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't think that is like the determining factor, but it is a very essential key to it. But I mean, ultimately, NFL, like the eye in the sky don't lie. Film,
exactly.
Film and film study. What that person does on film is what's going to carry that person's draft stock. And I think you kind of spoke to that with Xavier Restrepo and his film. It kind of speaks to that. I mean, in the NFL, you have to be able to separate. And I think that might kind of speak to the fact that he might not be able to separate in the NFL.
Yeah, potentially.
So at that point in time, you're really kind of narrowing down that player's fit. So I think that's where they're talking about your draft stock is going to fall, because now it's like a certain team. Okay, in my opinion, I think he was probably about a third rounder. If you want to go with something like that, now you have to have a certain team in the third round
that makes sense.
That the quarterback can, quote unquote, jive with, or whatever the case, that can throw that ball where he doesn't necessarily need to be what they call a booty naked separated wide receiver, something like that. And I mean, that's where his draft stock might fall. So I don't know that it's, hey, I was a third rounder and now I'm a sixth rounder or a seventh rounder.
Yeah, okay.
I don't.
This is why we have Jarvis on the show.
I don't see that.
This is why we brought him in, folks.
By his 40 time, but it kind of narrows your fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like he couldn't play for the Chiefs.
No.
He couldn't play for the Chiefs. No. It's just some of those types of things, right? So it's just
okay. And I saw something interesting also. Well, on him was everybody's dogging this kid, but it's like 99% of y'all ain't running a 4.8 right now. Like even in your, not right now.
No, I don't know if I could run a 4.8.
At my best, yeah, of course. But right now,
4.8.
What do you think you could run in the 40 right now?
Right now,
yeah. Could you go sub 5?
I know for 100% fact that I did better than a 4.8 one time in my life.
Well, yeah, for sure. Well, I know. I'm talking about right now, though.
Yeah,
I ran a
4.7. I don't even know.
I think I could run a 4.99. Potentially.
My brain says yes. I would do better than a 4.8, but I don't.
Oh,
I really don't
you think you do better than the 4.8 right now?
My brain says yes, but I'm being realistic.
Your brain is tripping, dog.
I'm not about to get on this podcast,
5,
Mike, and stick the lion.
Listen, he podding.
I don't know. I'm also at the same time saying I don't. My brain is saying yes, but I'm saying I don't think my brain and my body.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. When was the last time you ran full speed?
Listen,
let's start there. I understand what you're saying. I want you to answer this question though, and that'll determine when was the last time you ran full speed?
Like a sprint?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, you ain't breaking 4.8. If you don't know the last time you ran full speed, hey, how you doing? You want to come here? Come get on the mic. What's your name?
Jacquay.
Jacquay, I like that name. Where you from, Jacquay?
From Kansas City, Missouri.
Do you like sports? Who's your favorite team?
Can't say cheap.
All right, we'll have her back on the show, folks.
I love it.
She'll be a fill-in when anybody can't fill in to talk our Chiefs. You know?
She answered that like, don't. Why
He's
would
a
you
Colts
even ask
fan.
that?
It's unfortunate.
He said, "Oh, here you go. Here you go. What you want?"
I said he's a Colts fan. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, don't you feel so bad for him? And that's my cousin too, and I gotta love him. But damn, don't they do dumb shit sometimes?
Yo,
They do dumb shit.
hey, you know what I like? She hit him with an immediate shoulder rub.
Yeah.
After that, like, she
Oh,
consoled him,
poor
like,
thing.
immediately.
You poor
after
thing.
She heard you were a Colts fan. She
You
was like,
poor
"I'm sorry,
thing.
you poor thing."
She's a nice person.
She is.
Do you come to In Good Company a lot?
I don't. This is my first time here.
Don't you like
what do you
it?
think about it?
I am.
Is it
in
not
good
a?
company.
Is it not a vibe?
It is a vibe.
It's a
It is
vibe.
whole
Great vibe.
Yeah.
This is like amazing to me for real. to be
Great
honest.
vibes.
I
Great
love
vibes.
it here. We ain't-
I was telling them earlier, I lived in Atlanta after I graduated from college many years ago. And I was wondering where our community is, and I really like this.
So I told her
In
about it.
Atlanta, we had that.
The first time I had him out here, he walked in and he said, "There's a lot of black people in here." I said, "That's why we're doing it here, man.
Yes.
We need more safe spaces that are more adults. You know, obviously not with the bullshit, but a place for us to congregate and have a good time and have a vibe and not. It's kind of our space, you know."
I love it.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best.
Yeah. Well, Jacquay, thanks so much
Thank
for
you
talking
so
with
much,
us. We'll be here
Jacquay.
next week. Come
Yes,
on back.
ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's going to happen here at In Good Company.
I mean, it's just-
Because you're always with good company.
right.
I don't know where we was at with that. I'm also sweating. I probably shouldn't have worn.
She smelled good.
I mean,
she smelled good.
I don't think I could run a 4.8. That was
Absolutely
where
not.
we were. I don't think I could do that.
I think if I had 3 attempts, I could potentially break 5.
So
Right now.
you said right now, and I kind of hung on to that. 'cause
Exactly.
Right now, I got on Timberlands, so I couldn't run really nowhere. That's why I'm just gonna stay stationary. I'm not gonna do anything.
I got
where
on cowboy
need to be full speed.
Hey, that boy
I thought
Tank
that-
fought some Tims.
I thought that was
He didn't run in them, but
I thought that was a very interesting. I don't. It wasn't disrespectful. Like
it was disrespectful.
When's the last time you ran full speed? Is crazy.
It's only because he said my brain is telling me I could run a sub 4.8. I'm like, dog,
My brain
if you
is.
can't answer the last time you ran full speed, 4.8 ain't happening.
all right. Okay, since we're
I mean,
on
like,
this,
we
since
ain't
we're
like
on
4.8's
this,
a fast person.
hey,
That's fairly
Yeah,
fast
that's
for
pretty fast.
for an average individual running a
average
4.
individual, yes, but for
He said, "You're not
But
that.
you're not an athlete
that.
anymore.
You're not
No,
that."
I'm
Huh?
not.
He said, "I'm not that."
Listen, I didn't think you didn't. He's also the same guy that didn't think I was going to throw up a 385.
You did not throw up the
280.
wait a minute. Wait,
285.
absolutely not.
285.
This is
He didn't
Preston,
think
folks. The best bartender this side of the
yes,
Mississippi.
Old fashioned. Smoke. Smoke. He has some straight up a smoke. You know, I've never wanted to not smoke.
I'm burning up. No. I mean, I believe I'm in. Now, if you ask me, like, can I go out and do some athletic things right now? Yeah,
We're
I
not
can do
gonna
that.
speed past the fact that you lost the bet to me again.
I didn't lose the bet. Again?
Your first time was at your house.
And you
next
didn't do
time was
it. You didn't do it at my house. You
Yes, I
failed.
did. At your house?
Did I miss out on the
At
In
win?
the basement?
At the draft?
Fill me in.
No,
You
no,
failed.
no. I got it on. I got it on.
No, you didn't.
Fill me
Oh, I
in.
got it
What?
on
You talking about like back in like 2016?
So I got that one. And it's the same weight.
I
You
don't
didn't-
remember.
No, I went
Okay,
up.
I think you did.
I went up
you did.
in weight.
You did.
Yes. And it's both times.
Benching 285 does not make you an athlete, though. I want to make that perfectly clear.
First of all, he is disrespecting powerlifters all around the world.
The powerlifters,
because that
powerlifters are not
because
athletes.
after you get past 250, you've passed your threshold of powerlifting.
Yeah, but powerlifting is not. This is another thing we want to talk about. We want to talk athletic ability. Powerlifters are probably the least athletic people on the planet when it comes to a pure sport standpoint, because all you're doing is prioritizing 3 lifts every time you go to the gym: bench, squat, deadlift. Strongmen, they use all of their body. They're throwing things, they're carrying things. CrossFitters are using their entire bodies. Obviously, every other sport is.
I think there's
uses an athletic
attributes of athleticism: speed, strength, agility.
Powerlifting is just strength. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's still a attribute of being an athlete. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
but I don't.
Wait,
I'm just.
Wait, so y'all start talking about all of this because
Off of 40 times
just
because he
off
benched
of-
285. Now he wanna-
real
just
quick,
saying-
like
I'm
real
just
quick,
saying.
real quick. What was the bet? Like,
I don't even know.
The bet was he owed me money for a bet he lost.
Oh, it's
Brandon doesn't want to pay off bets with cash.
Yes.
He's always trying to figure out a way to get out of it. So he was like, "Hey, I bet you the money. I can do 285 on the bench." So of course he did it, and weaseled his way. He also, let's be clear, he owed me this bet for better part of a year at least. So that's how we got on this tangent. I don't think Brandon's running a sub 4.8. No,
probably not.
Most definitely because like you might have been fast back in the day.
Why you I just baited me like
I think I'm faster than you. I think I'm faster than you right now.
That's fine.
And I'm not running a 4.8.
Are y'all finna race?
I'm not running a 4.8.
No?
If we do race, we need to find one of those like those speed things in neighborhoods and just see who can. That needs to be the draft order next year. Who can run the highest?
And this is where I was gonna ask a question though, right? Okay, so you know how they do like the NFL next gen stats?
Yeah.
What would your miles per hour be? Because he said, when was the last time you ran full speed? What would that speed be?
Like 2.
Because you said you were run under a 4.8.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Like y'all taking the 4.8 thing. Like I said, hey, I'm running 4.8.
So
I literally said my brain and my body don't agree with each other.
Okay. Quick math, just throwing it out there. Tyreek Hill, right? He runs like a 4.2?
Yeah, top speed like 24.
23, 24. Yeah. So you will run about 17 on
I have no idea.
I will say I got up to 20 on one of them treadmills where you run, but that was 8 years ago.
Okay.
So today,
so that was your top speed,
probably 16, 17.
And that's what I'm saying. What about 4.8 is probably something like that.
Yeah, I think I could pull off a 4.9. Like I said, maybe 3 attempts. I think I could get it.
I'm telling you, like
I know what you're telling me. I just don't
impress
believe
people.
I'm sorry. What?
I usually impress people just with my
what?
Pure
athleticism.
Ability.
Okay.
Like it's just impressive.
I mean, can y'all see this body on the camera? Can y'all see this body on the camera?
I literally.
I'm gonna focus on this right here.
That's fine.
That impresses in what way?
Hey, we body shame here.
Yeah.
Body shame.
I guess
we listen and we do judge.
And the funny thing is that I can do whatever he can do. Whatever.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, you cannot.
It doesn't matter.
Brandon,
right?
let's just say when he went, he came to my apartment the other day. We had an event. We had a cousin's thing in my apartment. Went down to the gym. He was like, I can hit 275. So
so this is recent activity.
He did it again. He hit 275. Was feeling himself. 285. Now he just said he can do anything I do. What happened when you put 315 on the bar?
We didn't put 315.
Yes, we did.
We did 305.
No, we put 315 on the bar.
305.
We put 315 on the bar.
I got the video.
And did you? Okay, let's say 305. Did you do it?
No.
Okay.
No.
And then what happened right after that? I put 315 on the bar, and what did I do?
You did it.
Okay. Now I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I would say that means that he can't do whatever I do.
I think I can do it.
What?
I think I can do it. I think I can do it.
Are you gaslighting me right now?
Damn. So this is recent. This
about a couple months ago. Right? Probably like, was that
recent enough?
Yeah.
I haven't lifted since.
I think it was February.
And I can still do it again.
Yeah, you can probably do 285 again. I could do 285 10 times.
Doesn't matter.
Like we can hope. My boy said he wants to host an adult combine. I guarantee you, I'm hitting 225 for 30 reps.
Hey, motherfuckers is crazy.
I'm running a 4.98. And now my vertical, that's where things get shaky.
Why?
I don't think
how we got here, I don't know, but I like it. I like being here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why are we doing an
it's
adult
because
combine?
Dominique's never really been a competitor.
I've never been a competitor.
Where is this information going after we do the combine?
I don't know.
Like it's going nowhere.
It's gonna be bragging rights.
It's going nowhere. Like
I'm gonna put it in my Instagram bio.
He's boosting his own confidence right now by talking about it.
Hey, somebody gotta do it.
I just said, number one, I said I think I could run a 4.98. You said my body and my mind is telling me I could run under 4.8.
No, that's not what I said. I literally said my body and my mind do not agree with each other. So my mind says, "Yeah, Brandon, you can do it." My body says, "Fuck no."
And I'm
That's exactly what I've been saying this whole time. But you continue to go on with this thing for I don't know why we're going on this long sequelae.
Because I just felt disrespected at the fact that your mind would ever come up with some type of thought process like that.
Fine.
I think your mind's capable of a lot, and I think you are capable of a lot.
Okay.
Just not
You
that.
know, not a four, not under a 4.8. Like the words of my dog Jarvis, my good brother. It ain't happening. So, anyways, what else we got? Anything else on your mind, sports wise? Obviously, we got the Masters tournament coming up. Scotty Scheffler's going to finish top 5 per usual. I think that's going to happen. I'll give my top 5 Masters finishes.
School us.
I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler. I don't know who's going to win it yet. But Scotty Scheffler will be in the top 5. Ludwig Oberg will be in the top 5. Rory McIlroy's been playing really good. He just won the Players. He'll be in the top 5. And then I got to come up with a sneaky 2. I'm going to pull like a Colin Morikawa. And I'm going to go with a Bryson DeChambeau.
So
that's my top 5.
Okay, so obviously we're going into a major competition, right?
Major championship.
Championship, right? So with that, is it something where it's like momentum going into it? Is that something where it is, or it's just you got to know that course and who plays it the best?
I think it's a mixture of both. Like Scotty has just been on a run that we haven't seen since Tiger. The dude just don't. He wins
He's
everything.
a name I know. I don't know nothing, but
like
I know
so he's a guy that's just gonna be in the mix just because he's a world number 1 right now.
Gotcha.
And he's been world number 1 for like a little bit over a year probably. Rory's obviously coming off a win at the Players, which I mean momentum can help. I think that can boost some confidence on the course, but also experience is trumps a lot of stuff too. But then like a guy like Ludwig Oberg played in his first Masters last year and finished in the top 5.
Okay.
Which is unheard of. Number 1, I think there's only been one time maybe in the last like 50 years that a first timers won the Masters in their first outing. And Augusta National is an extremely difficult course to play in. The conditions can be brutal depending, like last year was super windy. So it all depends, but I mean momentum, yes, but in golf momentum's kind of like a year-long thing. It's not like coming off a good tournament. It's like these guys have been playing exceptional golf, and then you have some guys that have been struggling for the better part of the year. Like Rory's big thing in the last couple of years is that he can't finish, and he hasn't won a major. He's been on a drought for 8, 9 years, 10 years almost. So he's won a lot of tournaments. He's just not winning major tournaments.
Okay.
And so, he missed out on the U.S. Open last year because he missed a putt, missed a 4-foot putt, and then Bryson was in the bunker and put one 5-6 feet and won the tournament. So it'll be interesting, but I recommend watching Full Swing if you haven't had a chance. It's 3 seasons right now. Allows everybody like some inside access to the PGA Tour and kind of the odds and ends, the back end of it.
Now let me ask you something, all right? Because something you said early on kind of caught my eye. You said Scotty Scheffler on the best run since a Tiger-esque. I don't want to call it, because I don't know.
I would say best run since.
Best
Tiger.
run since. Nothing comparable.
No.
Okay, so that
what
really
Tiger was doing was different.
And that in essence kind of answers my question. But what I was gonna ask was, is he like out there kind of intimidating people like how Tiger was, or like just off the pure fact that I win and you don't?
Yeah,
or
like Scotty is the most unassuming, humble golfer probably on the planet.
Okay.
Like super. I think right now he's like 26, 27.
Oh, so he's young.
He's young. He looked like he about 35. But he just go out there and play.
Okay.
It's one of the things like he don't talk shit. He's a good every tournament up until I think the Masters last year. His wife is at every tournament, but she was pregnant, about to have a baby, and he was like, I don't care where I'm at in the leaderboard. If she goes in labor, I'm gone. He that kind of guy. Like he got arrested last year at a tournament.
I was going to ask about
it. And it was one of the things where I was like, there's no way this happened. Out of all people to get arrested, it wouldn't be Scotty Scheffler. So yeah, he ain't like a Tiger where it's like it comes down to Sunday and you're nervous to play because Tiger was locked in.
Yeah.
Like walking down that fairway, like Neil Shipley was a guy that talked about on Full Swing. So Neil Shipley was the low amateur last year at the Masters. So every year I think 10 or so amateurs get to play in the tournament as well. And then obviously the goal is to either play well or be the low amateur because there's an award for that as well. but he played with Tiger on Sunday. He actually beat him. But he went into he was like, I went to a U.S. Open when I was 6 years old. It was Sunday, and Tiger was so locked in, walking down the fairway, walking towards the fairway that I was trying to high five him. And he was just locked, laser focused. Scotty is one of them he'll give a high five. He don't give a damn. So, but the dude he's on a run that we haven't seen since Tiger. I'll say that.
And those type of competitors, man, those are the ones that I would type of worry about. Where it's hey, they ain't trying that hard, but they out here balling. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just those type of competitors.
They make it look so effortless. Right. You know what I'm saying? The dude is just, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and when he does, he makes up for them. He really is. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, I mean, he's eventually going to surpass what Tiger did, maybe. But he's still a few years away. But I think in his best year, Scotty won, I think, 2 majors and 6 tournaments. I think in 2001, Tiger won he did the Grand Slam. He won all 4 majors.
Right.
And he won 8 tournaments that year. Tiger was just different.
Yeah, it's just different.
He was and unfortunately, injuries plagued his career and kind of some of the other stuff he went through. But, it gives you a new respect for the golf game, because his brother, on the other hand, thinks it's the easiest sport in the world. And I'm like, dog.
He's never played it.
Exactly. I'm like, I get it that the ball don't move, but that's what makes it the hardest thing ever.
Right. Yeah.
And, it's one of the toughest sports because they're constantly playing in different conditions on a day-to-day basis. Football and baseball, you get to play in the elements, but the elements only play such a role in that.
It's not a complete control of it.
But, if it's pouring down rain, not only does that affect the ball flight, it affects how you hit the ball off the ground. It affects your feet slipping. There's so much that goes into it. If it's cold, the ball goes shorter, and those guys got to calculate for that. These guys got caddies that walk the course and have to give them yardage based off a book. You ain't got there's no lasers. So when you're in a specific position, you're pulling out a yardage book and you're saying, okay, we're about 5 paces this way. The wind is going that way. Let's play a 120 shot. And these guys got that in their bag.
See, so it's kind of funny you were talking about that, and kind of related to a few things. I don't know if y'all want to get into those NFL rule changes, but a lot of those things, when you brought up the torpedo bat, just different types of things. I learned about what is called a rangefinder in golf. And that was one of the things that was comparable when they were
bring it in a little
libation.
This is hospitality at its finest.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My man.
Ladies and gentlemen. Dan.
You got that fire.
Dan the man. Get it nice and smoky. There we go.
Smell it. I can smell it.
Oh yeah.
You see it? You see that?
You see it? I know you see it.
Oh shit.
Hey, you on it right now, dog? What
you on it right now? Yeah.
What's your
you on here?
What is your sports hot take of the week? You got a sports hot take of the week?
Hold on, say it again.
Do you have a sports hot take of the week?
No, I don't.
Hot take. Nothing.
You like the Chiefs? You like the Royals? You love the Chiefs. Okay, so the NFL draft is coming up later this month, right? Okay, so based off on how much you like the Chiefs, you don't gotta know a player, you don't gotta know nothing like that. What would you like to see the Chiefs do? What kind of player would you like to see the Chiefs draft?
Man, we gotta tighten up for sure.
Gotta tighten up.
We gotta tighten
Would
up.
you say offense, defense? What would you like to see for our first pick? The first dude, he gonna be our big dog, our new big dog. What would you like to see? Offense, defense, what? What you think we need help with?
I want to say defense.
That defense?
Kicker.
Sure of that defense.
Yeah,
I like that in you. So my man already knew this without knowing it, but this is a heavily loaded defensive draft, my brother. First round picks, you can get an interior defensive lineman, somebody to play right next to Chris Jones. He draw them double teams, and we can get somebody who can eat that up and get them sacks on the quarterback.
Facts.
I think that's what the Chiefs probably gonna do this year.
Big Mac
That's what
sack,
they'll do.
baby.
We gotta do it. We gotta help. We gotta help Chris Jones out. He getting up there in age. He's a great Hall of Fame player. He's a Hall of Fame player. We gotta help him out. So no, that's a good call by you.
We're gonna have you on soon, my dog.
That's a good call by you. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Speaking of, you were going to get into the rule changes. There's just one thing I want to mention about the Chiefs and the draft process is that George Karlaftis did not get the respect that he deserved coming out when we drafted him. He was not a sexy name, but he is a household name in Kansas City.
I like George.
I love George.
He's someone that's hard. You can't. It's hard. I don't know how you will root against him because he plays with such effort, like high energy and effort. I don't know how. I pause this, but he gotta finish more.
Yeah,
like how he played in the postseason, where he got all those sacks and he kind of finished. That's what he needs to do on a more consistent basis throughout the season.
Yeah, for sure.
If he wants to kind of make that money that he's looking to make as a first round pick, as an edge rusher, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs will have some like really tough decisions to make if he comes out and has a good year this year.
Yeah, true.
And gets that respect that you kind of talking about.
Because you just extended Nick Bolton. I think
They're
Trent,
giving out money.
Trent's
They're
due.
giving out money. No, he's due.
Yeah, like I mean, Trent gonna get paid.
He gonna get paid.
But yeah, I'm sorry. You were on you were talking about torpedo bat NFL rule changes.
Well, so the rangefinder, they compared that as like a cross sport thing.
Yeah.
Of like, this is where it's comparable. The torpedo bat was comparable to that. And then to get into the NFL rule change, they were saying that I guess they're gonna put in maybe it's called a Hawkeye.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the chain crew.
Yeah,
well, they're gonna be there.
I heard it's in addition to the chain crew. It's
but they're not gonna bring the chain crew out for measurements.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna use this Hawkeye system, which will kind of cut down. I think they said it takes about 70 seconds to measure with the chain crew.
Yeah, I gotta say,
cut down to 30 seconds.
The changes make sense, but I also will say that it takes away from what's the way I want to say this? It takes away from like the sport itself of like having referees and having to make these decisions and all that when you're introducing so much more technology.
Human error.
Of course, human error is a thing. Because now everybody's gonna be like, well, what happened in that Bills game with Josh Allen when they went on fourth down, shit like that. But I think it'll shut up a lot of critics, for sure. Hopefully. But then again, people will still say it was wrong.
What also didn't they put in? What was it? You're able to do like a so it's not necessarily a challenge, but it is they can go back and look at like personal fouls, different things like that now. Like how you feel about that?
I mean, I definitely think that there's been some ticky-tacky calls. On all, obviously everybody thinks that Pat gets every fucking thing, which I'm like, if you watch the film, dog, like, I mean, you can't hit the quarterback.
You can't do it.
At the end of the day, you can say maybe the ref is being petty, but what he did was
you don't want to be wrong.
Yeah,
you don't want to be wrong.
Like what he did was not okay. I mean, I do think that there's a lot of plays that need to go back and be reviewed. Like for instance, what was it? Are we just talking about penalties as in personal fouls? Or are we talking about overall?
So I
like
don't know
PIs,
I don't
stuff
know
like
the
that.
full extent of it, but it's like there's just certain stuff like I think the big emphasis was kind of like hits on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think
things of that nature where you can go back and if it was a questionable call, not necessarily a challenge like you throw the red flag, but there is like a booth review, a quick what do they call it, the replay official.
Yeah, so they might stop playing and watch it, but okay, that was a little close. Let's take a deeper look at it because it's like how was I gonna say?
PI, I think, is on there.
I think PI is a good one because like go back to that Saints game. What was it, like 4 or 5 years ago? Like that's a huge one that was just missed and overlooked.
What was it? The Saints and the Rams?
I think so.
Saints and the Rams.
I'm like that was a glaring,
egregious.
Egregious.
Say, right?
So something like that, I think, does need to go back and be reviewed. I would like to see some PIs be reviewed as well, and some personal fouls as well. Because I mean, personal fouls. Like a hit on the quarterback, I mean, that's automatic first down, 15-yard penalty. That can make or break a game.
And I mean, in theory, they already kind of do this with targeting.
Yes,
right?
of course.
So you know what I mean? I feel like you're just kind of extending this to other personal fouls. It's not that bad. I guess, what do you think about also both teams get the ball after overtime?
I don't like that at all.
You don't like that?
No.
I'm not feeling it?
I
I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
I think it takes away from the purpose of the game. And it's like this whole idea that like, well, my offense should get a chance to get the ball. Yeah, they should if your defense plays well enough. Like the defense is a part of the game, So you have to play defense. It's not about who won the coin toss. Go out and play defense, dog. Your defense is why we're in overtime.
And I am of the I am in the class of like, if the team get the ball first and they score a touchdown on you, you lost.
Yeah,
like you lost.
100%.
I mean,
you lost.
Like it shouldn't be.
There's a thought like defensive players. They are like from a whole 4 quarters of play, they are the most winded at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So to chase another person is harder to do in overtime than to be the one that's being chased. You know what I mean? So it is. So you do have that aspect. It does. There's some analytics about how it's easier to score in overtime than it is to stop a score.
Because like,
there's a number out there about that.
What's the time frame from the end of the 4th quarter to the start of overtime? I feel like it's got to be at least 5 minutes. Because they go to commercial break
in the regulation, and then they
go to commercial break. They're gonna do a coin toss. I think that the defense has an opportunity to catch their breath. You know.
No, it's not saying they do.
I mean, it could be the equivalent of like a short series.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, you know what I mean?
These dudes just play 60 minutes of football. So I get, and to chase another human being. That's the thing. That's one thing. That's the example I heard. Like, to chase a person versus being chased, it is vastly different. And I'm not saying I 100% agree with y'all though. I'm not for. I think defense at the end of the day still needs to do their job and stop the score.
I would say I'd agree that I think that defense can't take plays off. I think offense knows what play is coming. Most of the players out on the defensive side of the ball have to go full force on every play because they don't know what's happening.
Right.
On the contrary, obviously the offense knows what's going on, so a receiver ain't really got to put in a lot of effort. You know, ball ain't coming my way, dog. You know, but I definitely think that defense is important, and I think that you're discrediting what they can do on the field when you say that we both deserve the ball. And if you want the ball, win the coin toss, which that's a 50-50. Or play good defense, and you'll get it. And if it was flipped the other way, I mean, the Chiefs lost. What was that? We lost to the Patriots in overtime. They won the coin toss. Right. We didn't get an opportunity to get it back. And I know some Chiefs fans did push for it.
No, the actual team pushed for the rule change.
Yeah, but
it got declined.
Yeah,
and then when we beat Josh Allen and the Bills, that's when they put in the request and got the rule change that was up until earlier this week. Now it's both teams get the ball.
Yeah. So did they pass it?
I do believe so. Yes.
That's crazy.
Both teams in regulation get the ball this year.
So then what is it after we both score? Is the next score wins? Or
I
would have to assume that's got to be the case.
I think it is.
But then it's like, okay, well then like, I don't know.
Or because I don't think the quarter ending matters.
No.
Yeah,
I do remember seeing something about that.
I don't think the quarter.
Basically, the time in itself does not matter whatsoever.
Right.
Because each team's going to get an opportunity. Kind of like it's like college, right?
Well, no, it's exactly what happened in the Super Bowl when we won against the 49ers. Of that quarter ended, and people thought we needed to score before that quarter was over. It's we get our entire possession regardless of the time that's on the clock. So there's that.
What about so what are we doing for last year's 1 year rule?
The kickoff. I think that they adopted it, didn't they?
Well, no, they moved the touchback to the 35.
Yes.
For the kickoff rule. I think that's really the only major change to that play to make it more.
So they're keeping it.
To
make it incentivizes you to. I mean, because when you like the 35 is
where they said that they should have, like the competition committee, they presented the 35 at the beginning, and I guess it got voted.
It gets to a point where like if I see what is his name, what is it, Rohimio or Remigio, dog. Hey, if that motherfucker in the end zone, dog. Don't you? I know you can get up out of there. Let's go and take it on 35, big dog.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy that solidified his spot on the team for at least another season.
He got
for at least another season.
He earned his spot.
Like hell of a special teams player.
What were you gonna ask?
You said a 35, a touchback? Is that
yeah.
If they kick it
if you kick it into the end zone.
Out of the landing zone out of the landing zone, because technically you can kick it shorter.
Yeah.
That same thing will kind of happen to you. But
so it's automatic. So it's similar to like when you kick the ball out of bounds. Wouldn't that's 35 years?
Definitely.
Same thing.
And I think that's where that rule kind of came from. So
I mean, I'm surprised we got through an hour, man. I got one thing since I didn't get an opportunity to do.
Well, I was gonna say the last one, the kind of the major one tush push. So tinfoil hat here.
I don't like it, but I think you got to stop it.
Tinfoil hat here, though. How did it land on an exact 16 on one side, 16 on the other side vote?
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
they tabled it. So the owners will meet again in May, and they'll vote on it again or discuss it or whatever they do at these owners meetings.
Yeah.
But this first meeting, it landed on 16 for getting rid of it and 16 against getting rid of it. And I just think that's so conspiracy theory-ish that it's just I hear that Sean McVay, Nick Sirianni, and Howie Roseman, and just there was a collective that met outside in the hallway and almost came to fisticuffs over these types of things.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just
I just think I will say with the tush push, I think the Eagles obviously have an advantage, but it's just based on who their offensive line is.
yeah.
It's based on the guys they picked
How
up.
you build your team.
They have the perfect scenario for that and the perfect quarterback for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like the Chiefs ain't ever gonna do a tush push.
Ever.
Since patting that knee, dog, come on, sit your ass down. We not.
Here's what I think. You go to the perfect world, or maybe not the perfect world, but you go to a scenario where it's fourth or second or third in goal at the one of this year's Super Bowl, and that was it to win it.
Yeah.
Pat's gonna do that sneak.
Oh, facts.
Pat's gonna do that sneak to
Facts.
get the 3-peat.
Facts.
That would be the scenario where we would see that. Now that is completely off the table, I don't know that we ever see that play for the
And
Chiefs. I don't know that we ever see it.
I'd say in three-ish seasons, like the tush push is gonna be gone. Like they're not gonna have that same offensive line.
Right.
Like it's just not gonna. They just are very successful at it.
Yeah.
But no other team is. Other teams have done it.
Yeah.
It's just that the Eagles.
tried.
It's just that the Eagles do it the most successfully.
The Bills tried.
And if there's no injuries behind it, then I don't really see the point of banning it.
That's my thing. Like that's one thing that they were bringing up though. They were bringing up the safety concern in it.
Yeah, but no one's been hurt.
I'm like, I mean, not that we, but to a
there's no stats to back it
yeah,
up. Basically.
to a large extent, yeah, you're right. Like nobody's really been hurt. So I'm like, I don't understand when they bring up safety and they bring it up like it's football. Like, they said
It's like the hip drop tackle,
it
which
gets rugby
does hurt people,
or whatever. Like, and I'm like, well, okay, rugby they do it without pads on.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why you mean that.
And
every play.
And some of their offensive line is ex-rugby players.
That's true.
What is it, Jordan? Yeah. So I want to close out the show. I don't have a hypothetical, but I do got some blind rankings that we could do.
Okay.
So I think this will be a great one to do.
Oh, I like that.
We got some options. Do we want to do current NBA players of the 2000s, NFL players, and that's really it that we'll all know.
NFL players? What do you mean?
Just current NFL players. It'll be a blind ranking.
Low,
You want to start there?
low key. Well, I mean,
We can do three of them.
well, I was gonna say low key want to do the NBA 2000.
Let's do it. NBA 2000.
Low key.
So we'll start here. We'll go NFL and then we'll finish off. We can even do baseball. So NFL. Let me go back. NBA players of the 2000s blind rankings. First player Ben Wallace.
Is this top what?
Top five.
Top
Top five.
Ben Wallace.
I'm gonna put him at 4.
I think he has to go there.
I'm gonna go at 4.
I think 4 or 5 is a safe bet.
No.
Even though first undrafted free agent to win an NBA championship.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to Big Ben Wallace.
I don't know what
I'm
the
gonna
category is.
You're gonna go
but
5. I'm gonna go 4. So we're gonna go 4. All right. Number 2. Ooh. How was he in the 2000s? Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic.
I guess he was drafted in. Was he drafted in the 2000s?
2000? How far are they? When
what it
I
says.
say 2000, I think
Maybe they're talking about 2000 to 2020. All right. Well, I'm putting Nikola Jokic at number 1.
I was gonna go 2.
I'm
gonna go 2.
What do you
be
think?
safe. I'm going 2 to
Of
be
all
safe.
the 2000s, of all the 2000s.
Okay, we'll go 2. Marcus All, 5.
Marc Gasol.
I'm putting him at the 5. We got 1 and 3 available. I'm going to put Marcus All at the 5. He's the worst brother. He ain't Paul.
Are you
But I-
thinking
but I-
anything?
well,
You
no,
think
but-
anything about 5? What's wrong with you?
But I feel like he's better than Ben Wallace.
Yeah, but who's going to be number 3 or number 1 though? If we put him at number 3, we might get somebody
okay,
making a
go
dog.
five.
What are you doing?
I think he's better than Ben Wallace.
Steph Curry.
No.
Steph Curry. 1 or 3.
I'm going
One.
If we're going
Go
current or
No,
just
2000.
overall body of work. Okay, number 1. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All right, number 3
There's only a
coming
few
up.
people that can beat him.
Oh.
What was that?
Draymond Green, number 3.
Oh.
I mean, it's not awful.
See,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
It's not awful.
If we would have put him at 3, we would have had to put him at 1.
I would put Draymond.
I think Draymond Green's probably at a 3. He don't get the respect he deserves.
Wait, what's wrong with you? What's about to say?
I put him at 4. I put Ben Wallace over Draymond.
I feel like Marc Gasol is a better player.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like Marc Gasol.
Steph Curry.
I feel like Marc Gasol is the third best player.
I thought we were still talking about Steph Curry. And I was like,
So we got Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, Draymond Green, Ben Wallace, and Marc Gasol in our top 5. Okay. All right. Let's go baseball players. I'm gonna let you two round this off. Let's take off popular choices. Mickey Mantle.
Number 1.
Whoa. You have no idea. What's the category? Just straight
Baseball players.
Mickey Mantle number 1? You have no idea what's getting ready to come up here. And you gonna put Mickey Mantle number 1?
Where would you put him?
What if Barry Bonds comes up here?
I think Mickey Mantle.
Oh, you're fucking high.
I'm out of this one.
He's one of the best players of all time.
I'm out of this one.
That's great, but you're gonna put Mickey Mantle over Barry Bonds?
Yeah, I don't know that there's gonna be. He's gonna name too many players better than Mickey Mantle. Let's keep going.
No.
Don't keep going.
I am saying right now,
Yeah,
if
what
Barry Bonds comes
Yeah,
up
but that's
here,
that's a big what if.
No.
That is a big what if.
What
No,
if?
no.
What
It's
if?
what he said after I said that.
What if?
He said Mickey Mantle was better than Barry Bonds. What is wrong with you?
I think when we think of the history of baseball, Mickey Mantle is
I don't give a fuck about. No.
for the
There is
era that he
no
played
way-
in to still be talked about right now.
At what?
All right, we don't got time to argue this though. We
At
got to
what?
pick. You can
At
just
what?
you can do it after the ranking.
No,
No,
stop.
yes, no.
At what?
After the ranking. After the
Obviously-
ranking.
Obviously, he's probably the best switch hitter of all time. Probably.
Switch
Probably,
hitting
yeah.
is
Whatever. It's
recent
just
history.
nothing.
Recent
It's
history.
nothing.
I was a switch hitter. Recent history has showed us switch hitting does nothing for
All
me.
right, Brandon, we
Recent history, but
we
wait,
can't go on. Hey, I get it, but we got to finish the list. We can't go on a tangent about this.
Mickey Mantle did
We can argue after the list.
I am-
Argue
I am
after the list.
appalled
Let's keep going.
That's fine, but you got to agree with it. Number 1.
Yeah. You put him at number
No.
4 or whatever you want to put him at.
He's 5.
Okay, that's you got to
5.
You're gonna have to agree with it.
5.
Okay, you can put him at 5. You got him at 1. All right, that's fine. We'll just do 2 different lists. You got him at 5. You got him at 1. Okay, that's fine. Fine with me. Number 2, Lou Gehrig. These are some old players.
Yeah, it's just like,
Lou Gehrig.
I'll put him 3rd.
I'm hoping that we're gonna find better, so I'm putting Lou Gehrig. Nah, I'll put him 3.
So Lou Gehrig. Okay, I got an ad on my phone right now. Obviously, this is not a free app. Jose Ramirez.
Ooh, Jose
Ramirez, like that, plays for the Guardians.
Yeah,
On this list,
Correct.
I'll put him at 5.
5.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey,
What do you have him
he
at?
can stick.
That doesn't matter. Answer the
On
question.
this list, I'll put him at
I
5.
So he's got Mickey Mantle. You got Mickey Mantle at 1. Lou
because he's the
Gehrig
best
at
player you've named
Lou
so
Gehrig.
far.
What'd you have, Lou
We
Gehrig?
both got Lou Gehrig at 3.
3.
So I'll put him at 4.
Well, you don't have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Mickey, man, this is
Ken Griffey Jr.
2.
2.
Obviously, I'll put him at 2.
1.
1. Okay. And I think we got one more
Rolling
player.
the dice on this.
One more player. Shane Bieber.
I mean,
He's number 5 for you.
Or
Or
number
4.
4. He would be
Oh,
number
I
4
think it's
for
gonna
me.
be number 2 for me.
I think Jarvis has the better list. Not gonna lie to you.
Now, I got Griffey. What attribute does Mickey Mantle have over?
It doesn't. Brandon, you're missing the point of a top 5. Yes, you have Ken Griffey Jr. at number 1. You have Mickey Mantle at number 5.
I got Mickey Mantle at number 5. Yeah.
Number 5.
Yes.
And then
Yeah, he's
he's
trash.
got him at
I
1.
don't know what he's talking about right now.
Like,
he's
I really
trash.
don't know what he's
Like,
talking
there
about.
is-
You said Mickey Mantle is
Mickey
trash.
Mantle's trash.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, can you do me
Have
a
you
favor,
ever
good
seen The
brother?
Sandlot?
Can you do me a favor, good brother? Can we clip this specific part?
Yes, 100%. 109.46.
This specific part.
Yeah. We're going. You gonna go viral?
What?
You gonna go viral?
Okay.
You going viral?
Mickey Mantle is
You're
trash.
going viral.
I know. Your idea of
here to
Barry
tell you
right now.
Bonds
No.
being
No.
worse than Mickey Mantle is diabolical.
You say worse in like a way.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Barry fucking Bonds is a worse player than Mickey Mantle is diabolical.
I also want to say that Barry. Barry Bonds didn't make the list. So you were all
He
concerned about
wasn't-
Barry Bonds,
I said no. I said, what if Barry Bonds comes up in this list?
but he didn't.
That's what I said.
But he didn't.
And you're putting him at number one. Put him at number one.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
folks,
not-
Because
this
I put
argument
him,
could go
I
on
put him
forever.
at number one because out of the 5 players that he named, Mickey Mantle was the best one.
Nick Mantle was the best. Yeah, he was the best one.
He was the best one. He was the best one.
But
just admit that your ego got the best of you.
And I love King
And-
Griffey Jr.
No.
And
Sorry,
I
King Griffey Jr. was on the
love
list.
King
I'm not
Griffey
putting
Jr.
I'm not putting Mickey Mantle on King Griffey Jr. I'm not doing that.
Only because King Griffey Jr. is your favorite player ever.
He is one of the best 5'2" players of all time, and Mickey Mantle is
And
nothing.
Mickey Mantle is not. He's
No,
not.
Mickey
he's not in
Mantle.
that.
Mickey Mantle was
He's
great.
not. He's not.
He was great for his
He's
time.
not. He's not. He's not.
He was great for his time.
But one of the greatest 5'2" players ever. Not Mickey Mantle though.
No.
He doesn't fall in that.
Was he better than
He
King
doesn't
Griffey
fall in
Jr. to me? No, without a doubt, no. I can say that with the utmost confidence. Mickey Mantle was not better than King Griffey Jr. with utmost confidence. But you said with your lips that Mickey Mantle was better than Barry Bonds. You said that. We can clip it. You said it. That is diabolical.
I honestly, okay. So here's how I look at Barry Bonds and his career.
He's a
If
slugger.
I want to take the first part of his career,
No.
if I want to take the very first part of his career, the part that here's whatever you think about Barry Bonds in the later part of his career, and whatever I think about the later part of Barry Bonds' career, let's throw that out. Because here's the thing, it's debatable. Somebody will debate it because of the reasons that you know why. He's not in the Hall of Fame because of those reasons why. It's not what we think, it's the reality of the situation.
Doesn't matter.
So no, yes, it does matter. And here's the reason why I'm
trying to
saying
close
it
this out because there's some man over here talking to my girl, and I'm gonna have to.
Here's
What's going on over there?
here's where I'm going with that. Barry Bonds, the beginning of his career was very Mickey Mantle-ish. So in order for him to
Mickey Mantle
take it,
didn't have 4 MVPs. What part of the career are you talking?
he played on what's called Murderer's Row. Correct.
It doesn't matter.
Did he?
It doesn't matter.
Did he or did he not? He played on like some of the greatest teams of all time. Yes.
But he didn't have 4 MVPs.
So it would be hard to give somebody that played on the greatest teams of all time
What
like the MVP, correct?
Who do you team Barry Bonds up with that he's not the greatest player in his
I
era?
I feel like I can't remember. That's not the point. Because there was times
You
where
just
Jeff
said that, though.
but there's times when Jeff Kent was one of the best baseball
I
players.
just want to read some of Mickey Mantle's career highlights off and awards. 20-time All-Star, 7-time World Series champion, 3-time AL MVP, Triple Crown, Golden Glove, AL batting champion, 4-time AL home run leader, AL RBI leader, New York Yankees #7 retired, Monument Park honoree, and Major League Baseball All-Century team. Those are some great accomplishments.
Now do Barry Bonds.
Okay, that's fine.
So I mean, this you know what he's about to read off. Like it's not even going to be comparable.
A lot of stats that will be debated over the history of time.
It's not even going to be comparable. It's not even.
Well, Barry Bonds was a 14-time All-Star, not a 20.
Not 20.
7-time NL MVP, 8-time Golden Glove Award, 12-time Silver Slugger Award, 3-time NL Hank Aaron Award, 2-time NL batting champion, 2-time NL home run leader, which Mickey Mantle's got to beat there on those last two, and NL RBI leader. Number retired, Pittsburgh Pirates Hall of Fame, and San Francisco Giants Wall of Fame.
That's why all
He's
this.
basically in the Chiefs Ring of Honor.
I kind of feel like those careers are
They're
at least
not.
comparable?
No.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, I kind of think so.
You
Yeah.
do have 7 MVPs. There's nobody. You can take.
How many of
here's
those
the
did he
thing.
win with the
All right,
Giants?
but let's see here. Let's see. Wait.
No.
So
How many of those did he win that were debatable, or if you want to call it that?
So their
The
career
last
batting
three?
average
The last
is
three?
their career batting average is the same.
Okay, so then he would have 4. This is the same.
Barry's got
They're
more
not
hits, home
debatable.
runs, and RBIs. Total.
They don't even compare their stats.
But it was the time. Times were different.
Don't even compare their stats. That'll lose his argument.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to compare stats, like it's gonna be debatable.
No, those stats are not gonna be compared.
Here's what I'm here.
I think what he's saying is that based on
there's gonna be people that debate those stats.
there's a reason why Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame.
This nigga said why. He said why.
Stop.
But he's making a point.
Why?
But I get the point both of you are making. He
You
is.
and I both know. You and I both know.
It doesn't matter what we feel.
No.
These
You
things
and
are
I-
gonna be
you and I
debated.
know-
You can pick a random person walking in any baseball field, and you can pick 10 of them.
Okay,
Those people will have a debate about Barry Bonds' career.
that's fine. But you
Whether
and I,
they- whether
you and
they
I
loved
both
it
know
or
what
hated
it
or
takes
what.
to play that game.
Mickey Mantle, they're
It
not
does
going to
not-
debate his career.
It
They're
doesn't
not going
matter.
to debate
It does
it.
not matter.
What is
That
there to
does not
debate
matter.
I think
about
that does matter to a degree.
it?
No.
It does matter.
Because Barry
No.
Bonds, no matter what we think here on this podcast, a good portion of baseball has his career in question.
He's the
That's
greatest.
Questionable.
Of
That's
all
fine,
time.
but his career's
He
in
is the
question.
greatest.
His career is in question
that has
because he
stood
did
there.
something that everybody else did not do.
He is the greatest person that
We
has
get
stood
it.
there 60 feet 6 inches from an opposing player in
I think he's the best hitter of all time. I do.
It does not
I do.
matter.
So-
I do.
All right, well, we're going to close
I
out
don't think
this
there's
segment
anyone hit
because
a
this
better
could go
baseball
on
better,
forever.
but it's just
Shouts out to In Good Company for hosting us per usual. Shouts out to my
We're gonna keep
microphone
going.
breaking and
Keep going.
me having to
You
hold
take this
this.
off mic.
We'll be back in 2
I'm
weeks
gonna
here
keep
at In
going
Good
on
Company
this
on
shit.
Thursday.
Fuck that shit.
Wow, okay, we're going to go ahead. Oh,
Bullshit.
No, listen. I'm still talking to this son of a bitch. I'm still talking. I'm still going. We're gonna keep talking about this shit. Don't stop there. Hit the record button. You're not hitting the record button. We're gonna keep talking about this shit. No, fuck that shit.